Right then, it's time for me to build myself a Chaos Terminator, which specifically to begin with, it will be building the actual champion itself. So, I've decided as well to take a risk and try and actually add this piece to it. Whether or not that's going to work, I don't know, but it's actually from a Dark Angels accessory upgrade for the what they call the Deathwing Knights, the Death Knights, but it just looks like a cool weapon for a Chaos Space Marine to have. So I'm going to make a bit of a difference while I'm doing this. So I'm actually going to be kit bashing, which I don't normally do on these Combat Patrol how to build videos. But I just need to do it because my Chaos Space Marines mean a lot to me, and even slight customizations matter. So I'm going to start out by getting out 29 and 30. Okay, and then what we need to do is also get ourselves out a head as well. So let me pick out a head here. Obviously, we can go for something like this where you've got the massive tusks, and that looks really good on a leader. However, there is also a helmetless head, which I think I really want to go for, which is number 40. Okay, now let me get these tidied up and underway. Yeah, I just feel like I need to be allowed to have a bit of fun with these guys and just do things that aren't standard, because throughout my whole time, whenever I've had a Chaos Space Marine army, going back to the first one I ever had when I was like maybe 15, not probably something like that, maybe 15 I was when I had a Chaos Space Marine army, I tried to actually do conversions. I wasn't good, but that doesn't really matter, you know, you learn. And I took my Terminators and I completely nurgled them up. There's no other way to put it. I did that by slapping green stuff on wherever I felt it really went together, and I was very proud of it. I'm sure if I found those models again now, I'd be terrified of how bad they were, but that's not really the point in the end. It's the point that I tried. Right, let's get piece 31 out as well, which is one of the leg parts. I don't know why I threw myself into this without actually planning out the build. Normally I map out what I'm using, and for some reason this time I've just kind of thrown myself into it. Let me find part 30. Am I right about that? It's not 30, is it? It's part 31. This is why I should map things out using paints to begin with. Life is so much easier when I do that. Just too excited to put these together. I love Chaos Space Marines and I love Terminators. That's nicely tidied up. Okay, pops it nicely like that. Right, let's get this little head tidied up and pop it on. Ooh, come on, little lad. It's gonna be fun trying to get this in this little hole here. Right, now let's hope that this fits on. It should do. Yes! Excellent. Right, just to clarify here, this is not on the Chaos Space Marine Terminator sprue. This is from a old Firstborn scale. Is it a Dread Knight, Death Knight, I think, Deathwing Knight, basically. It just about fits on. Fits on. Slightly off because, you know, they are different models. But I'm hoping that any kind of mismatch will be hidden by the pauldrons. I just feel that for a word bearers, there's no imperial symbols or heraldry on this thing, and I think for my Crimson Heralds, it just kind of looks right, this weapon. I really like it. I think it matches. It also gives them a really nice fierce pose. Now, if you're not finding a custom part, what you need to do is you need to get the parts off here, which are things like this sword. And what you do is you kind of get one of the Stormbolters and put that on. But as you can see, I just really wanted to do my own thing. The only thing I'm probably going to have to do at some point is find a Stormbolter from somewhere that maybe I can clamp onto his leg. So moving on from there, we've got to start building up the shoulder pads now, and to do that we are first of all going to have to get ourselves out some lovely spikes. So I'm going to use spikes 35 and 36. And then I also need to get out some shoulder guards. So let me have a look. Now, I'm going to grab hold of 39 here. Now, one of the big issues, I think I can use any of these actually. But I'll grab hold of 37, I think it is. Yeah, basically any of this should work. However, because I have added a personalized weapon, we're gonna have potentially a bit of a problem here. And that problem is the shoulder pads might not sit uncomfortably onto this arm, so you know, I might need to do a bit of cutting to get this to fit properly. This is always the problem when you start kit bashing anything together and start doing your own thing, is you risk it all going completely wrong. Because you can see these shoulder pads are going to pop on, and they seem like they're going to pop on okay. However, it's leaving enough space for these to kind of slot in as well. Now, checking exactly where they actually go. Oh, right, the good thing is, no, they don't actually need to slot in. I thought like maybe they slotted in between the shoulder guards, but great news, they don't. They actually just sit on top of the armor, so that's going to simplify my life a lot to say the least. Okay, now I think that's all nicely tidied up, so let's hope that these will now comfortably pop on. So now get my arms correct. So I want the blank shoulder guard on this one here. No, helps if I'm putting them the right way around. Hang on, yeah. No, hang on. Oh, gosh. See, this is the weird thing. Like, if you were to say take something like that one there, the blank shoulder guard goes on the left, but for some reason on Chaos Space Marines they're kind of suggesting that you should put the blank shoulder pad on the right. I don't like that. I want a bit of continuity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick to that continuity. At least I'm going to check if it's possible. They don't look out of place when you swap them, basically, like so. The reason I want to do it like that and not follow the instructions is because on these, the insignia goes there. I believe it's the same with the Havocs as well. And even if you look on the, what's he called now? This guy, the Herald. It's like that. So it's strange that the instructions are suggesting that we put the sculpted pad on the left. I want a bit of continuity, so I'm going to stick to that. Okay, next I got to get myself these, and these have got to go popping upwards like so to build their trophy racks. Make sure I get the trophy rack the right way around as well. Let's see. Now I think, yeah, I've not tidied it up properly, that's why it's being weird. Oh, I hate tidying spiky things up because you don't know where you can put your finger without spiking yourself. There we go. Right then, you can see that now it's actually worked. I've actually managed to put this different weapon on here, and I think it works rather well as an addition, to be quite honest. I think it just kind of gives him his own distinct personality, really. Now, one thing that I could do potentially is on here, I could actually model a bit of green stuff to create the trims that are very common on Chaos Space Marines, slightly because the issue is it does kind of lack that decoration. But overall, I'm quite happy with the way that this has actually worked out. It's only a minor conversion, so it's just a little bit of kit bashing, but it's definitely added a bit of uniqueness to the unit. Now, as I said, the slight problem I've got now is he doesn't actually have a bolt weapon, basically. He doesn't have a storm bolter because of this double-handed weapon, but because I don't actually play that often, and even when I do, it's never anything serious, no one's really going to dispute that this guy has a counts as weapon. But there we go, that is my kit bash using a Dark Angel weapon to just give him a bit of a different look to him and make him more personalised. So, but other than that, that is the straight build of the Aspiring Champion. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you for the next video.